Welcome back to Tip It In, where we go over the tips that we just had. We'll look at the ladder from my footy tipping competition where you can win this bad boy. And let's get into it. So it was an absolutely weird opening round. There were 4 games, then because of Cyclone Alfred, there were 2 games. So you only got to tip 2 out of the 4. I finished with 1 correct tip, 1 incorrect tip. I'm 181st on the ladder of 830 tippers. So I'm happy that I'm in the top 200. But here is what the ladder looks like at the moment. So congratulations to you guys coming first, second, and third. But what we're going to do now is we're going to tip for the real opening round of the 2025 AFL season. All right, so we're starting off the year with, this is not even a line in the sand moment. Carlton should 100% win this game by at least, honestly, I'm going to tip them by 70, let's say 65 points, right? Or 64, it looks like it's going to be. If we beat them by 80, if we beat Richmond by 83 points in a fake practice game, there's no reason why Carlton can't go 60 plus, even pushing 80, 90, with Richmond just being such a young team, and that's no discredit or disservice to Richmond. They're just a young team, and we don't even know if Laylor's playing either. I know Carlton won't have Charlie Curnow, but that shouldn't really matter much. They disposed of the Giants a couple of weeks ago. They should absolutely come out and smash Richmond to smithereens to properly open the 2025 season. Next is Hawthorn and Essendon. Now, Hawthorn beat Sydney last week. They played pretty well. Essendon need to make a statement straight away, right? They, their supporters are rabid at the moment. I know, they're in this weird thing of are they rebuilding? Are they not rebuilding? Are they good enough to play finals? Clearly they weren't last year. I am not going to take any risks with my tipping until towards the end of the season. So I'm definitely going to be tipping Hawthorn here. I don't see why Hawthorn aren't winning this game by 30 plus points. Now, the next one is Geelong and Fremantle. Now, this is actually going to be probably one of the games of the round, in my opinion. It's at GMHBA Stadium, so that would give Geelong a little bit of the advantage. But I'm really, really liking what Fremantle have done in the practice games, and I'm really liking what Fremantle are building. Can they go down to Geelong, to that amazing home ground advantage, and beat them on Saturday afternoon? I think they can. I think Fremantle, and that's not really an upset. I know it's saying that's 86% to 14% of tippers, but I don't think that's an upset. I think Fremantle can go down and beat Geelong. Now, up next, Sydney and Brisbane. So we've got the grand final rematch in the second round, which is great. I'd love for the grand final rematch to be the opening of any AFL season. I reckon that would be really, really cool. Now, this is a weird one because Brisbane haven't been able to train because of Cyclone Alfred. They didn't play last week. And Sydney got done by Hawthorn and was at a once-off. Can Dean Cox, in his second game in charge, turn the ship around? This is actually a hard one. At the SCG, Brisbane should win. They do have a really, really good team. But does only training indoors and not really training properly, does that have an effect on them? Does that have an effect on them? I think it doesn't. I think Brisbane, I know they're flying out 2 days earlier to Sydney, so they can get a proper training session in. Brisbane should be able to dispose of the Swannies. Western Bulldogs, Kangaroos. Where is it? Marvel Stadium. Western Bulldogs, they're without Bontempelli. That's the big thing for me. And North Melbourne are still that team rising up. North Melbourne will definitely be better than last season, but can they start off the season really, really well? I don't think so. I can't see the Doggies. I can't see the Doggies losing this one. 7:30 at night at Marvel under the amazing roof. Now, Collingwood Port Adelaide. After the Giants game, I reckon a lot of, I know it says 76-24%, but I reckon a lot of people will be jumping on the Port bandwagon. But I'm tipping Collingwood. Obviously, I'm always going to tip Collingwood. There's not going to be a game where I don't tip the Pies. But my quick reasoning before the match preview comes out later on this week is that we're going to be playing in front of 80,000 Collingwood supporters, let's just say, back home at the MCG. We're going to want to atone for all the sins we committed against the Giants. And we love playing against Port Adelaide. So it's not going to be a comfortable win by any accounts. But Collingwood should win this one. So just 3 Sunday matches. Adelaide St Kilda, Melbourne Giants, West Coast, Gold Coast. Adelaide St Kilda, 94%, 6% at the Adelaide Oval. That's huge. That's absolutely huge. St Kilda, who are they? King isn't there. But they do have a decent side. But Adelaide, this is probably going to be the game. I know I said the Geelong Fremantle will probably be game of the round. But this will come really, really close. It is going to be a hard-fought game. I'm going to have to tip Adelaide here. They kind of like Essendon, they were in that sort of shitty bracket last season with where they finished on the ladder. They should be able to sort of be on the rise. But that's going to be a really close one. I reckon that one can go either way, Adelaide or St Kilda. But I think the home ground advantage just gives Adelaide that little bit more oomph. Melbourne Giants, after what I saw, as good as Melbourne are, you cannot go past the Giants. They were incredible against us. And they should come out and smash Melbourne. But again, it's at the MCG. The Giants, I don't know what the Giants, how the Giants sort of play at the MCG. But look at that form guide. The last 2 games have been for a Giants win. Yeah, we're going to stick with the Giants there. Last game of the round, West Coast, Gold Coast at Optus Stadium. It's hard. Look. It's kind of like the Western Bulldogs and North Melbourne game, or the Carlton-Richmond game in a way, where the West Coast Eagles are down the bottom of the ladder, new coach. It's hard to go past the Suns if they want to play finals, and I know it's only round 1, but they have to not just beat West Coast by 10, 12, 18 points. They have to beat West Coast by 30, 40 points. They have to come out and put an absolute statement on the competition that says, Damien Hardwick goes, yep, these are my Suns. This is how we're playing, Suns, S-U-N-S, but I guess pun intended. This is how we're playing this season. They've got John Noble. They've got a couple more ins. They recruited really well. John Noble's going to be a really big one for them. That's the Collingwood bias in me coming out. But I've got Gold Coast beating the Eagles by at least 30-plus points. So they're my tips for this week. I'd be happy with 7 out of 9. I'd be very happy with 9 out of 9. Anything less than 6, and I've probably given up tipping already because I'm terrible at tipping, but I reckon that is a 7 out of 9 game. The link to my competition is down below. Let me know your thoughts. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.